done my R&B reaction. I'm dropping a double today, and today I found one that I think is of interest. It's titled Brad Paisley, Alison Krauss, Whiskey Lullaby, featuring Alison Krauss. I don't know why they typed it twice, and they actually wrote this featuring thing wrong. And I don't know why, if this person is supposed to be so popular. I think Brad Paisley, I've heard of him. I've just heard that name. I don't know who he is. But it seems he has 1.5 million subscribers. And I'm sure this has been run by some sort of record label. So why couldn't like the person who typed this like fix it, man? It's freaking Brad Paisley. Even though I don't know who Brad Paisley is. But anyway, we're going to get to this Whiskey Lullaby. And I'm going to see. This is my first actual, like, maybe I've heard country music passing, or like I've heard it like around me and interacted with movies or like somehow, but I've never actually sat down and listened to a country song knowing it's a country song. Like I've never interacted with it or whatever, or like participated in listening to it. So this should be interesting for me, to say the least. And yeah, man, this better not disappoint me, man. I just finished my R&B thing, and man, if there's anything that can get me out of my seat more than hip hop and rock and roll, it's R&B, dog. Shit. So country music, you better do something, bro. Let's get to it. Brad Paisley, Whiskey Lullaby, Alison Krauss.
Hey, man, you're home.
Son, hey, this is your stop.
Come up.
You're at home, son. We appreciate what you did.
We did what we had to.
Is there a missus?
It's been a while since I've been home.
Go start your life, son.
Thanks.
Okay, the song hasn't started yet. I'm reacting to the music video, but so far it seems to be very relatable. You know, most music videos or songs or whatever, they speak on a topic that's relatable, but they very rarely, especially in popular culture, in like commercial songs, they very rarely like speak on something that people can relate to, in terms of, I don't know, a soldier coming home from war, two people being madly in love, as you can see, and memories of we're gonna start a family or whatever, you know. And I'm predicting there's gonna be somewhat heartbreak in this thing, because I mean, this music video started with this woman telling him we're gonna start a family, and them kissing madly like they're so in love. And this song is titled like Whiskey Lullaby. Like, why would you be needed to be like lullabied by whiskey if you've got a whole woman at home who's that madly in love with you, and like there's a promise for a bright future? So I'm expecting some very dark shit to happen. And from what I've heard about like country music and how it speaks on heartbreak and like struggles and all of that, that I'm currently now gonna pay attention to. Yeah, I'm expecting some shit, dog. Fucking piano.
You come home and we'll start our family.
Oh shit, no. Don't tell me she's cheating. Not her getting her cheeks clapped, bro. Not her getting her cheeks clapped, bro. Fuck! Fuck! Not her getting her cheeks clapped, bro. What in the Maury is going on here, bro? No, no. Ah, shit. Before we get into the music video, the song itself, because now I just heard like a guitar strum. So I'm presuming the song is about to start now. There might be an altercation. I've heard this is very popular. I've even seen videos where this is very popular in terms of the military, where like people in the military, there's a whole lot of like a cesspool of like fuck shit and people's like wives and husbands cheating on them in the military. There's like a high, I've heard, I don't know yet, but there's a high there's a high like occurrence of infidelity and like fuck shit and people being cheated on. Even like your spouses and all that you leave at home, they cheat on you. You cheat on them when you on tour or you in the military serving and all. I've heard this shit has happened like a lot. It happens a lot in the military. So I didn't expect this. I expected her to be dead, honestly speaking. I expected her to be dead or something would have happened. I didn't expect her to be getting her cheeks clapped in the backwards. So fuck, man. Let's see what happens. This nigga got shot for nothing.
She put him out like the burning end of a midnight cigarette. She broke his heart. He spent his whole life trying to forget. We watched him drink his pain away a little at a time, but he never could get drunk enough to get her off his mind until the night he put that bottle to his head and pulled the trigger and finally drank away her memory. Life is short, but this time it was bigger than the strength he had to get up off his knees. We found him with his face down in the pillow, with a note that said, "I'll love her till I die." And when we buried him beneath the willow, the angel sang a whiskey lullaby. Lullaby.
This nigga killed himself? This nigga died of alcohol poisoning. Fuck, man. Shit, wait. Let's continue the vibe.
La 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 la. The rumors flew, but nobody knew how much she blamed herself for years and years. She tried to hide the whiskey on her breath. She finally drank her pain away a little at a time, but she never could get drunk enough to get him off her mind until the night she put that bottle to her head and pulled the trigger and finally drank away his memory. I feel sure that this time it was bigger than the strength she had to get up off her knees. We found her with her face down in the pillow, clinging to his picture for dear life. We laid her next to him beneath the willow, while the angels sang a whiskey lullaby. La 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 la
First off, why is this kid seeing dead people? She has a gift. Second off, yo man, country music is crazy and I actually like this song, bro. Like the song wasn't trash. Like the song wasn't bad. Like it wasn't like you know, I expected that. I didn't expect something this deep. This is almost like Shallow. I mentioned Shallow in my yesterday's reaction. But in terms of this, I've heard of like stories like this, especially from World War II. Not so recent. I don't have any recent stories that I can like tell, but I know like it happens even to this day. But in World War II, especially in like Britain, there were instances of like women who were left behind when their husbands went off to war for God knows how long, because it wasn't like nowadays, like we in peace times, like relatively, right? So we not in like a time where your husband goes off and like he's gonna be gone for like maybe years, you know, like he can choose to come back, he can choose like honorable discharge or whatever if he served well enough and by God's grace he's been kept alive, you know what I'm saying? But in World War II or so, like men were literally going into the world war, and there was like no thing of like, hey, it'll be done soon or whatever. It's like literally war, and then it'll end when it ends, and a lot of their women are left behind. And some women stayed loyal up until their men came back with scars, and those women stayed loyal to them, even as those men suffered with the mental turmoil of like that war inflicted on them, etc., etc. And some women they didn't stay loyal up till the end. Like these women who were loyal, like they were deadly loyal. Like they stayed with that man even when like his inner demons were toxic, and he didn't like even necessarily like abuse them like physically or whatever, but he was just not a joy to be around. But those women stayed loyal and stayed true to their vows, and those women should be granted heaven and all the blessings of the Lord. Lord bless their souls and their spirits up until the end. But there were some women who cheated on their husbands. There were some men that came home and their women were sleeping with other men and they had conceived children that weren't theirs. And some men, I don't know how they took it, but there were instances where some men, they made peace with the fact that their women cheated, and then they stayed with their woman and they raised those children as their own, even though those children were a result of an affair by some man who those men weren't even involved with the women anymore after that. Like they just came, they fucked the soldier's wife, and then they went to God knows where, and the soldier's wife was left with like let me not call them the B word, because YouTube just censored me for not even doing anything in a comment section. So let me not take it too far. Maybe YouTube will try and like attack me, and I haven't even done anything wrong. But yeah, they were left with children born out of wedlock and like affairs and stuff. And some men toughened up and just raised those kids and forgave their wives. And like this is an instance where, like this song, it like even tells the story of like, honestly speaking, the decisions you can make in those situations where no matter how painful and how hard it is, if you can just choose to maybe even like in this instance, I don't know, understand her situation and her loneliness and understand that not everyone is as strong as the woman that I gave in the first example, and you can forgive and maybe move on and try to salvage whatever it is that you have, maybe you can have like a life that was born out of like the mess that was made by someone who I refuse to call it a mistake, made a decision out of the weakness of the flesh that was detrimental to your promises and your love for each other. You know, you could make a decision to stay with her, or you could drink yourself stupid and die, and then watch her out of the guilt that she has and the loneliness that now she must suffer with for that one or multiple lapses in judgment, drink herself stupid, and then both of you die. And then both of you now have to make peace with being dead. You know, sometimes you really have to watch your decisions no matter the pain that you feel. You know, I feel that and deal with that every day. But that's been my reaction. I'm definitely into the country music vibe right now. I'm seeing a lot of suggestions I'm getting from YouTube now that I'm in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications. Thank you so much for joining me, and God bless every single one of you. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm gonna fly for real. I'm gonna hide my feels and tell my feels and do just a little to feel how it is to be the king of the hill, the Khan, the Caesar. I'm at the top of the glades, the arrow of ways. I cripple the features, hips that I reach for, lips that I kill for, nipples.